Welcome into the Thinking Crypto podcast. I'm your host, Tony Edward. On your way in, please hit that subscribe button as well as the thumbs up button and leave a comment below. If you're listening on a podcast platform such as Spotify or Apple, please leave a 5-star rating and review. Folks, I'm making this quick episode because I just flew in from Los Angeles and I'm a bit tired, but we had huge news today and I wanted to give you guys the update. First, Ripple attempted to buy Circle. This is incredible news. Circle is, of course, the issuer of the second largest stablecoin, which is USDC. Circle has been growing its business significantly. There have been reports that they are looking to do an IPO this year. So Ripple offered $4 to $5 billion to acquire Circle. And according to Bloomberg, this offer was rejected as it was too low. So I understand from Circle's standpoint, they have a huge market share here in the United States. Certainly, Tether is still the largest stablecoin out there. It's king of the hill, but Circle is gaining a lot of market share, and Ripple, they just launched their RLUSD stablecoins. So it made sense that they were trying to acquire Circle, but I think Circle wants more money, and I don't blame them. So Bloomberg reported that Circle is focused on following through on its initial public offering it filed for earlier this month, and Ripple hasn't decided whether to make another offer. Ripple launched its RLUSD stablecoin in December, which has a market value of $316.9 million compared to Circle's USDC with a market value of $61.7 billion. So you can see why Circle wanted more money. You want to buy us out, you need to give us more money, right? It absolutely makes sense. From Ripple's standpoint, I get why they're doing this. They've been acquiring a variety of different companies that offer different services from custody to trading and settlement and much more. They are building a Goliath with all the services they're offering. So this acquisition would make sense for them. But I think Circle has a first mover advantage when it comes to the United States, and they're going to want more money, and they're looking to do an IPO. So I think they're at a place where they're comfortable. They have a comfortable lead, I should say, here in the United States. Now, compared to Tether, of course, they have work to do, but they've been growing significantly. So this is very fascinating news. And speaking of stablecoins, Visa and Bridge launched stablecoin-backed cards across Latin America. Users in Argentina, Colombia, Ecuador, Mexico, Peru, and Chile can now spend stablecoins via Visa, merging crypto and everyday payments. Folks, what did we hear just earlier this week? MasterCard is looking to do the same thing. And you're seeing these big credit card companies integrating stablecoins, leveraging blockchain, offering crypto. It's incredible. How can you be bearish? How can you still be sitting on the fence, hearing this news and watching these big TradFi players coming in and adopting crypto? They know this is the future. This technology is here to stay, and that's why they're integrating it. Because if they don't, they will have their blockbuster moment, right? Netflix came, adopted the internet. Blockbuster did not, and we know how that story ended. If they don't adapt, they will die. So that is what's happening here. That is why Visa, MasterCard, BlackRock, all the big banks are all looking to get involved here because this is the future. We've often talked about on this podcast, blockchain will power the markets, the economy, and governments, guys. That is the future. Now, speaking of institutions, BlackRock is making another big move. So here's the headline. BlackRock files to create digital shares tracking one of its money market funds. So they are expanding on their BUIDL money market fund. So let me give you the details here. Asset manager BlackRock has filed to create digital ledger technology shares from one of the firm's money market funds, which will leverage blockchain technology to maintain a mirror record of share ownership for investors. The DLT shares will track BlackRock's BLF Treasury Trust Fund, which may only be purchased from BlackRock advisors and the Bank of New York Mellon, BNY. The firm said in its April 29th Form N-1A filing with the SEC. Now remember, BlackRock launched their BUIDL fund on Ethereum. They have expanded to other blockchains like Solana. So I think this is going to be an Ethereum-based type of setup. According to the report here, it says BlackRock follows Fidelity's March 21st filing to list an Ethereum-based on-chain share class, which seeks to track the Fidelity Treasury Digital Fund. Folks, the building and innovation continues with the TradFi incumbents. Once again, they recognize that this technology is here to stay. I hope you recognize as well, because you have the opportunity for the first time in history to partake and own the respective tokens. That's why I have Ethereum in my portfolio. It is being used by big institutions. I have XRP, I have Bitcoin, Solana as well. I'm diversified. We are going to see mass adoption from both institutions and retail. And even the retail folks, many of them won't even know they're using it because it's going to be running behind the scenes. Only those who are educated about the infrastructure would know what's going on. And then they have to take the step of investing to get the reap the benefits, right? But count yourself lucky if you're here early. Now, look at this. FIFA, for my soccer fans, you guys know about FIFA. They're apparently looking to launch their own blockchain called the FIFA blockchain, and it's going to be an EVM compatible blockchain. So we could see more of this. Different companies and brands and industries launching their own blockchain, maybe building layer twos on Ethereum or whatever it may be. So it's fascinating to watch this play out. Will it be successful? I don't know. But the point is, they again see what's on the horizon, so they're trying to position themselves correctly. And we've seen certain folks try to launch their own blockchain, if it's like private or so, it hasn't worked out. Public blockchains are the way to go. That's why you have BlackRock and these institutions building on Ethereum and Solana and XRP Ledger and much more. So we will have to wait and see how this plays out. Folks, quick word from our sponsor, and that is Propy. Propy is leading the charge with putting real estate on chain. You can buy and sell properties on Propy with cryptocurrency. So you can sell your house and receive Bitcoin or whatever cryptocurrency you like. And of course, their platform is powered by blockchain, and they have been tokenizing real estate, issuing NFTs for real estate. They've been putting titles and deeds on the blockchain, and they are a licensed Web3 pioneer. They've been around since 2017, and they've facilitated over $4 billion in transactions. I'm a Propy token. I invested in them in 2018 because I saw they were ahead of the curve. No one else was doing this, and that's why I invested in the Propy token. And they use Coinbase for the escrow service for the buying and selling of properties. So if you'd like to learn more about Propy and the Propy token, visit the link in the description. Now, folks, yesterday we talked about the SEC delaying its decision on multiple ETFs, XRP, Dogecoin, and much more. Well, we got a report today that the Nasdaq is seeking the SEC's approval to list 21 shares Dogecoin ETF. If you have told me even 5 years ago we would see a headline with the Nasdaq and Dogecoin in it, I wouldn't have believed you. How things have changed. This is just so fascinating. But it shows there's an appetite for crypto assets, and especially in an ETF wrapper, which a lot of the TradFi folks can easily access, and it gives them the security that they need and the custody and much more. And it's just a sign of things to come. And if the Nasdaq and all these big institutions want these ETFs like XRP, HBAR, Dogecoin, Solana, and much more, it's going to happen. As I said yesterday, we have to be patient, and a lot of the futures markets have to be established for these respective coins for the spot ETF to be approved. This is what the SEC did for Bitcoin and Ethereum. So we just have to be patient. Now, President Trump's Truth Social is exploring the launch of its own crypto token and wallet. I tweeted out today, President Trump is wild, man. He's integrating crypto into everything, all his businesses. So look, I've been on record. I'm not a fan of the Trump meme coin, but his other businesses, they want to do this and his kids are running it. I don't have a problem with that. The meme coin, I have a problem with because that is just something a sitting president should not have. Republican, Democrat, independent, whatever. It should not be, something that's attached to a president. It's just a bad look, a bad optics. But look, the Truth Social, World Liberty Financial, have at it, right? And especially that he's not running those things directly, but his kids and people who are working with him are. So we'll see what they come up with here. I have not invested in any of these Trump crypto projects because I don't know fully who's running these things. You know what I mean? I haven't seen real world adoption. It could just be a money thing, right? And it doesn't have lasting potential. I would rather hold the tokens that are getting adoption by institutions, right? Building on them. So that's just my take. All right, folks, final news item. Yesterday, I reported about USDTO integrating with Flare. And they highlighted today that over 50 million USDTO bridged to the Flare network within 72 hours of launch. XRP-Fi powered by the largest stablecoin in the world. I like what I see here. I'm a Flare token holder, so I'm bullish on Flare. I currently delegate and earn rewards. I'm bullish on XRP as well. And, they can create a lot of liquidity here with Tether USDT. That's going to be pretty significant for a lot of the DeFi offerings on Flare. So interesting update here. Folks, that's the news. Let me know what you think, especially the Ripple and Circle news. That's pretty incredible if you think about it. And a great way you can support me is by subscribing to my free email newsletter. It's 100% free. Check out my book on Amazon. It's available in paperback and digital. And my new course at mycryptocourse.com. Expand your crypto knowledge. This course is comprehensive, teaches you every aspect of crypto. So be sure to check out the links in the description. Thank you guys for watching and listening. I appreciate you all, and I'll talk to you all later.